Hey there, ready to get lost in a good book? Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into The Lost Bookshop by Evie Woods.
And let me tell, this isn't your average bookstore tale. Our source today is a reviewer who dove headfirst into this world.
Their insights are fascinating.
Real.
They start by introducing us to Maddie, our protagonist, who's feeling utterly adrift in life. A bit like she's lost her own story, right?
It's such a relatable starting point. So many of us turn to books for comfort or inspiration, when we're feeling lost. And Maddie's journey seems to amplify that universal experience.
Absolutely. And the setting itself, this mysterious bookshop, seems to play a huge role. The reviewer describes it as almost magical, with books that seem to call out to readers offering exactly what they need in that moment.
There's something undeniably powerful about the idea of books as mirrors reflecting our own experiences back to us.
Hmm.
And this bookshop seems to embody that idea, creating a space where self-discovery feels almost inevitable. It's not just about the stories on the pages, but the stories we carry within ourselves.
The reviewer even hinted at the bookshop having its own history, its own legacy of guiding people.
I'm dying to know more about that. Did they share any specifics about what makes this bookshop so unique?
They did mention a particularly intriguing detail,
Okay.
a hidden room that Maddie discovers.
Mm-hmm.
The reviewer was quite struck by this, calling it atmospheric and even a bit chilling. It seems like this discovery might be pivotal in the story, possibly even a bit unsettling.
Ooh, a hidden room. Now that's an invitation to uncover some secrets. I wonder if it connects to what the reviewer said about the bookshop being about healing through stories. What do you make of that phrase?
That really jumped out at me, too. It suggests that the Lost Bookshop isn't just about escaping into fantasy, but about confronting our own realities through the stories we encounter. The reviewer specifically mentioned Maddie finding solace in a book about overcoming loss, which directly mirrored her own grief over her father.
That's such a powerful example of how books can help us process complex emotions. It's like they provide a safe space to explore those feelings and find comfort in shared human experiences.
Hmm, exactly. And often those shared experiences can be more healing than we realize. It's like the bookshop is providing a framework for Maddie to work through her own grief, perhaps even leading her towards a sense of closure or understanding.
That ties into the hidden room so perfectly. I mean, what's more symbolic of confronting your inner self than literally uncovering a hidden space? It's like the bookshop is built for introspection.
And remember, the reviewer found the hidden room both atmospheric and chilling. This might suggest that the process of self-discovery isn't always easy or comfortable. There might be some difficult truths or buried emotions that Maddie has to face head-on.
Okay, now I'm really hooked. The reviewer also hinted that the ending wasn't a traditional happily ever after, but one focused on personal growth. Did they elaborate on how that felt satisfying?
They did. They actually said it felt much more realistic and impactful than a tidy resolution. The sense I got was that Maddie doesn't just magically solve all of her problems, but she arrives at a place of deeper self-awareness and acceptance.
That makes a lot of sense. Life rarely offers simple solutions.
Right.
It's the messy, complicated journeys that teach us the most valuable lessons.
Absolutely. And often those lessons are about embracing our own complexities, imperfections, and the parts of ourselves we try to hide even in a magical bookshop.
I love that. So we've got this compelling protagonist in Mary, a mysterious bookshop, a hidden room, and the suggestion that healing can be found within these pages. Did the reviewer mention anything about other characters? Are there others who have sought refuge in this magical bookshop? So we've got this compelling protagonist in Maddie, a mysterious bookshop, a hidden room, and the suggestion that healing can be found within these pages. Did the reviewer mention anything about other characters? Are there others who have sought refuge in this magical bookshop?
That's where it gets really interesting. The reviewer was particularly captivated by a previous owner of the bookshop, a reclusive author who believed that stories held a kind of magic. It seems this author might have left behind clues within the bookshop itself, perhaps even within the books themselves.
Oh, wow. So there's a whole other layer to this story. It's like those Russian nesting dolls, each one revealing a new surprise. I'm starting to see why this book has resonated with so many readers. It's not just Maddie's journey, but the bookshop's own story intertwined with all the lives it has touched.
Precisely. And this layering of stories seems to echo that very idea that we're all connected through shared experiences, through the stories we tell and the stories that shape us.
Okay, you've officially convinced me the Lost Bookshop is going straight to the top of my reading list. But before we wrap up, what's one key takeaway you hope listeners will carry with them?
As you delve into the Lost Bookshop, I encourage you to consider the stories that have been most impactful in your own life. What books, characters, or themes have stayed with you long after you've turned the final page? Perhaps they hold clues to your own personal journey, offering insights into your values, dreams, or even your fears.
What a beautiful thought. It's like we're all curators of our own internal libraries filled with stories that have shaped who we are. Thanks for taking this deep dive with me. Until next time, happy reading.